admirer. I became an Opeth admirer about 10 years or so ago. Because I liked the blending of the brutal vocals, whatever, with his actual, with Mikhail's actual singing voice, which is actually very good. He's a fantastic singer, and I just found that it was a very interesting blend that he had going on there. And Blackwater Park was definitely his reimagining of not only kind of, I wouldn't say like death metal, but like prog metal with the brutal vocals. I thought was very, very interesting, and I enjoyed that album. I go back and listen to a few others every once in a while as well, just for fun, just for fits and shiggles, and and enjoy that as well. I thought I'd just open up the show tonight, which Sunday nights are normally kind of a quiet, meandering night. But with a little, hey, wake up. We're going to be doing some painting. How y'all doing? Blah, blah, blah type of stuff. So, yeah. So, hope y'all are doing great. We're not, no, snoozing. Snooze the ad. We don't, jeez Louise. Pain in the butt. Ads already. But anyway, we are going to be working on a Elven Airship tonight. So let's go ahead and let's get it started. Let's get it started in here. So here's the ship. As you can see in this camera here. It's good size. Patrick's already got it mostly put together. So, yeah, I'm going to... he said, keep it Elven. And I'm like, okay, we're going to try and keep it as Elven as possible. I'm going to actually put it on the flight stand so I have something to hold on to. Besides, and I keep hitting the microphone with this thing. But besides the ship, I don't want to hold on to that. So there is a lot of very intricate little parts to this. And I've been going over in my head how I want to do it. And I want there to be some green. Because I don't want the wood just to be brown. I want there to be some green. There's got to be some elvenry stuff in here. So I think I'm going to do this in green. I definitely want this to be canvas. The fins and sails and such here. I want that to be canvas. We'll have to add in some wood parts that aren't green, and I think that'll be like these parts here. This part here that's holding this sail on. And then I thought, oh, well, maybe I'll do gold. Gold's always kind of cool for, it's kind of a contrasting color with the green. And I thought, it's very Packers colors. But the more I thought about it, I was like, well, I don't have to do gold. I could do bronze. And with that, I could even do like some silver over the top of that to make that pop a little bit more. So I'm like, yeah, you know what? I'm going to do that. So, and like I said, lots of little details in through here. Like you see this cool little scroll work through here. We've got some lights. So yeah. So we're gonna get started on that. We also have this is I think it's a boarding plank, which will go on like so. And then we also have a boarding ladder, which will go on like so, like that. Atomic Nova, hello, sup? I can't say I just got back, but we got back from the Minnesota Renaissance Festival this afternoon. Whew. We walked like 4 to 4.5 miles today. My wife and I did. And boy, are our feet tired. Holy cow. We walked a lot. Saw a lot of our friends out there, which is great. There we go. Okay, stay. But yeah, we had a ton of fun. I bought some books and just all around had a good time. I think excuse me. I think I need to break out a new, bigger brush though. I think my other one is dead. Oh, that's right. I turned it into a dry brush. You know what? That might be not a bad idea. Okay, so I know how to do this part in green. So we're gonna move this out of the way. And yes, I still have a bunch of my Lannisters out here. So if I start with contrast paint, then I can go over this, or I can even darken it with a wash. See, that looks pretty cool. I'm going to move my wet palette over there so I can put this down like so. So I can move this there. Something like that. Welcome back from the ad break. I think with the wood up here, I'll try and keep that more wood grain looking, like just regular, kind of like this. This was not painted, by the way. This is just printed. I didn't do that. It's part of the build on this. using this kind of as a shadow shading base coat. Did I get? No, I did not. Okay, cool. Because I do want to go over it with another lighter green. Did I? I did. Okay. Do, 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 do. Tom McNova, hope you're doing well. I think just that. I'll get in here with some green like so. Underneath part here. You're batch painting. What are you batch painting tonight? Working on more Tyranids or Tau tonight. It's okay to be quiet, too. It's fine. Working on the Tau. Cool. Do not let me distract you. Enjoy your painting. That's what I'm doing. I'm just hanging out. You're gonna do 2,000 points in knights as your next army. Cool. Cool, cool. Okay, so we got that. We'll get back in here. Stupid brush. Come on. There we go. Instead of Tyranids, you're going to do Knights instead of Tyranids. Very cool. So you might think that I use a lot of contrast paints. I do. I use them as base coats and then go back through and highlight stuff. I kind of think of it as my shaded base coat. The Kinda Oni followed. Hello, Kinda Oni. How are you? Thanks for the follow. Let's see, where are... So now I'm using some wildwood. Wildwood. And we're going to plaster it up here. Wild Oni, or excuse me, Kind Oni, you missed out. I was painting a Oni Samurai for like a week. I had a blast. It was so much fun. The cool thing with this is if I get this nice dark color on here, I can also get the bronze on here as well after this dries. Again, once again using this as our shaded base coat here. Which is a term I've stolen from James Walpole. He uses that all the time. So we're just swiping a little bit from James. I know James pretty well, so. You found me because of Con North back in February, but due to a move I lost the business card you gave me. Glad I found you again. Hey, well thank you very much. Sorry you lost the business card, but I'm glad you were able to find me. Pretty much, if you just Google Midwest Miniature Guy, I am the only one. But yeah, glad you found me again. Appreciate the follow. So if you were at Con of the North, did you move out of state, or are you still in state? Or were you out of state anyway and just came to the con, or? Okay, just put that there. I always like finding out how people find me. It's always very interesting. Some people are like, "Oh, I found you at Con of the North," or "Oh, I saw your card at the source," or stuff like that. Or I did a Google search and your name popped up for Minneapolis painters. Nice. Still in state, just moved into an apartment, so I had less space. Didn't know where I put all the cards I got from Con until like 5 minutes ago. Awesome. Well, welcome in. Happy to have you. As I've mentioned on here before, Sunday nights are pretty low-key. Mostly just trying to get some base coats down on this here. I like using this kind of shaded base coat method on white primed figures and such. Because basically once I get this contrast paint down, I'll be able to either do some more shading, or B, start my highlights, depending on what it looks like once it dries. Jeez, I gotta get in there, get down in there. There's one thing that I sometimes can't stand about doing ships, is that you have to get all these little things here. I remember asking how to paint with shaky hands. Used the tips she gave me to paint two amiibos. Turned out better than I thought. Hey, awesome. I'm glad that worked out for you. Yeah, I have a little bit, especially if I've been out doing yard work and stuff like that. I have a little bit of shaky hand. Um, I'm doing okay right now, but those tips that I taught, I showed you, have actually come in very handy even for me. Just being able to brace your hand or use the rubber band technique, stuff like that. I also used and have used, and sometimes I still will. I'll use some wrist braces. Sometimes my wrist will hurt like super bad, and I just need to steady them a little bit more. And I really used to have to use them uh, uh, while I was drumming, because my wrist would just kill me. But I've worked on some different um, grips for drumming and also for painting, so that's helped. What's the rubber band? So if you have shaky hands, like some of us do, especially as we get older, there's a way that you can take a rubber band and kind of run it over your thumb and then onto these two finger, your ring and your pinky finger, and it kind of steadies it. It keeps your hand from doing this too much. Um, yeah, I think it's from your thumb around your hand and then onto these two fingers. I think it is the way that I was shown how to do it, and it helps just steady your grip. And you can do it for both hands if you need to. Like I said, I actually um, have a little bit of carpal tunnel syndrome just from painting and drawing and playing drums, and I can feel it in my wrist actually a little bit today. You can hear that click. Yeah. Um, but that's the rubber band trick. Sorry, I didn't mean to run that across the microphone again. Otherwise, just that's for like extreme shaky hand. If you have just a little bit of it, um, just make sure you brace your your hand when painting, and that helps quite a bit. Like if I'm painting I'll put this down for just a second. Say I'm painting a figure, and when I'm working on something really small, I will brace my hand like this on my other hand and work on it this way, or something like this, where I'm bracing my pinky while I'm holding this in a decent grip. I'm bracing my pinky and I'm working on the details like this, so it's like um, very minimal movement. But yeah, I actually started painting a little bit differently. Instead of having my hand way up here near the ferrule of the brush, trying to move it a little bit further back to where I'm either holding this where you're supposed to hold it, which is right here, or like back here, so that I could, so I have a little bit bigger grip and a little bit more finesse painting with it. Obviously not finesse right now because I'm base coating a bunch of stuff, but Juno. Yes, I have put in my application to be a vendor at Con of the North again this year, or next year, I guess I should say. And I am just waiting for them to let me know if I've been chosen as a vendor. Because even though I've been there for like, if I go again next year, it'll be like my 11th or 12th year going, and that would be super cool if I could keep up that tradition of going. So yes, I am planning on being there so long as they want me to be there. But as I am the only miniature painter there currently, I kind of think they want me to be there. I haven't caused any hubbub or anything like that with policies and procedures and whatnot, so I'm kind of a go with the flow kind of guy. And of course, they're talking about, COVID policies and stuff like that. And, you know, being a vendor, if you want to be there, you kind of have to follow their policies on how to attend. Is it, are we going to have masks again? Are we going to, all sorts of fun stuff. And it sounds like they're not doing masks this year, which will be great. I get to see my friends' faces. But, friends and customers' faces. Always fun to be able to see who you're talking to. But, we'll see. I know they're talking about another variant coming out of Canada, so I kind of hope Canada keeps it. I'm like, bring it down here, please. Good old Joey B's wanting us to get another vaccine, and I'm not too keen on that. Because I'm one of the ones that had a bad reaction to the first one. I ended up getting Bell's palsy from it, and as far as I know, and that was uncool. I'm still dealing with that. And I'm not anti-vaccine. Hey, have a good night there, Atomic. Be safe out there. I am not anti-vaccine. Just want to put that out there. Alright, looks pretty cool. At least for base coat anyway. Gotta get over here. I tell you, I'm in a little bit of shock and a little bit of awe at the fact that next week is September already. Holy cow. This summer kind of flew by. This is a commission for Patrick Thielen, who I've done a ton of work for lately. It's kind of nice because he just lives in New Brighton, so I just go to Outpost 2000 and beyond, right next to the Northtown Mall. And we meet up, and he gives me minis, and I paint them, and then he picks them up there, and it's worked out really well. Because I'm literally like 5 or 10 minutes away, and so is he. So yeah, this year just kind of flew by. I'm not even kidding. Like I'm betting within the next month, my mother-in-law is going to send the email out that says, "Okay, what do you kids want for Christmas?" Not even kidding. Every year. I'm getting to the point where I don't really want anything for Christmas. I just want a nice, quiet Christmas would be great. Because I kind of get stuff that I need throughout the year. And I've been asking for, like, books, paintbrushes, little stuff. There's like, well, you can ask for like one big thing and like a bunch of little things, and I'm like, no, Ma, it's fine, I don't need a whole lot anymore. You were asked what you wanted needed for your apartment because apparently your family is already planning for Black Friday shopping. I mean, it's good to plan. It's good to have a plan. It's good to have family that, well, number one, it's good to have family that wants to take care of you like that, because that's pretty freaking awesome. But yeah, it's like, geez, I'm 48, married to your daughter for 24 years now. It's like, I don't really need anything. My house is already full. I need another house for other stuff. And I don't want to buy a house for other stuff. That's just another house that I now have to, clean. Bugger that. Let's see, I missed right through here. I'm seeing white. Gotta get that underneath there. That's why it's always good to lift your figure up to see if you've missed any spots. Like right there. That we can kind of darken this up too a little bit more. Yeah, there we go. Ding. Can I take this? Yep, okay, I can take that. Take that off. Come on. Off, there we go. Okay, cool. Jeez, did I bend the crap out of that? Or what? No, okay. Honest, Patrick, I didn't break it. If I did, well, I fixed it. I'll fix it. It's fine. There. Okay. So now I need to use a smaller brush. This doesn't look like fun. Okay. What the heck? It's my phone. It scared the heck out of me for a second. Okay, okay. That is going to be metal. This whole section right here is metal. As I can see the rivets. Oh, fun. Okay, so in through here. I keep hitting my microphone. It's funny, they're Kainoni. Whenever I see Black Friday, I think of the Steely Dan song. When Black Friday comes. Or the Black Friday Rules by um, Flogging Molly. You're welcome. There's that earworm for you for the rest of the night. That's what I'm here for, man. Mini painting and earworms. To be honest, I really should. Maybe that's what I'll ask for Christmas. I'll ask for some Steely Dan albums. Maybe I can get like a best of or something. Oh no, I have a ton of stuff that I paint for myself. Uh, in fact, if you see all these figures right here, these are uh, my Lannisters for my Song of Ice and Fire game that I got. I was gifted a Song of Ice and Fire game, and then I went and picked up a couple of expansions for the Night's Watch and House Umber Berserkers, and I would like to actually learn how to play the game. I've been painting the minis so I can go play the game. And then I've also been working on my own tabletop role-playing game called Outlaws and Law Dogs, and I've gone and painted a ton of cowboys and lawmen and stuff like that. So that's kind of what I've been working on lately. That and I'll show you these in just a second. I work with Giant Turtle Creations, who, if you were out at Con of the North, you may have seen their huge booth out there. I did a lot of work for them, painting up mugs and dice towers. Oh, I don't mind you asking at all. Yeah, kind of only says, what all tabletops do you want to play, if you don't mind me asking? Well, I play a ton. Besides D&D, because I think everybody plays that. I played Pathfinder. Vampire the Masquerade, Mage the Ascension, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Other Mutants, Cyberpunk 2020, Amber the Diceless role-playing game, which sucked, unfortunately. And what games do I want to play? I'm gonna get a chance to play some really cool ones because we're going to Gamehole Con in October. So I get to check out. I've played Traveler before, like a couple of times, but not to the extent that I've wanted to. So I'm actually going to be playing in a Traveler Battlestar Galactica game at Gamehole Con. So I'm super pumped about that because I just got done watching the kind of the reboot of Battlestar Galactica. I know it's like 20 years ago, but I just got done watching it. So I'm looking forward to playing that. I am in a Call of Cthulhu game, which I've never played before. And then I wouldn't mind trying Blades in the Dark. I've heard that's a really fun game. What's the other game that I'm going to be trying? Oh, Old Gods of Appalachia, which I've heard is phenomenal. So I can't wait to play that one. I don't know if I'll play Cyberpunk Red. It kind of depends on if one of my gaming buddies picks it up or not. That will be up to them. I tend not to buy a lot of other games. It's not that I'm, I only play D&D. I don't, but there's only so much book space in my bookshelves for games, so I gotta kind of limit what I buy. Oh, we played Spycraft. We played a really cool, fun little indie game called Nightlife, where you're a monster in 1970s New York. Think of it being as like the Warriors, but you get to play like a flesh golem or a werewolf or a vampire or a wraith or a ghost or a succubus. But it's 1970s New York, and you're in a gang. It's really interesting. It's a lot of fun. Like I said, think of it as like the movie The Warriors, but you're monsters. What are some of those? Oh, Mutants and Masterminds. Actually got an episodic game going on with that. Which we might be getting back to after a short break here. I talked to the guy that's running that about breaking that out again. And then there's just some supplements that I'd like to grab if I could. Oh, maybe. Oh, you know what? I just got it. I remember that my daughter gave me a $50 Visa gift card. So I think I might go and get Campfire, which is on my list to grab. It's supposed to help to do role playing while you're traveling. Make it a little bit more cinematic rather than you travel to here. You camp. Yeah, there are so many TTRPGs out there right now. That's why I like going to conventions, though, is that I can try out those games if somebody is running them. So yeah, this year we're going to Gamehole Con. Um, I I don't know if we'll make it to GaryCon next year. I'll be vendoring at. Hopefully, I'll be vendoring at Con of the North. I'm also going to try and run a 4 to 6 hour one shot of Outlaws and Law Dogs there, just to see if anybody else likes it. Not that I will ever publish it, because it takes place in the Red Dead Redemption universe, and I would have to get some major licensing to do that. And as I don't have the money to get major licensing to do that, um, probably won't be able to put it out. However, I could put it out as just a TTRPG with the, like, you're in the Wild West, the American Wild West, and do it that way. Which would be pretty simple, I guess. That way you could play wherever you wanted to. Just, here's the rules. And yeah, like a very rules light game too. I keep thinking that these things here are going to be metal bands, but they're not. They're going to be rope. That's fine. Sounds cool as hell. If you do end up running it, I'll try and get on the list for it. Me and my friends are already making some plans to go to Con of the North again. Awesome. Con of the North is a fun time. I enjoy the heck out of it. I've only ever been there as a vendor. So I haven't gotten to play any games. But like I said, I wouldn't mind running this one. I think it'd be a ton of fun. And, I mean, you get to play as outlaws in the Wild West. I mean, who wouldn't want to do that? That's the, like, the first... The one shot that I would be planning on doing is actually a train robbery. That would be the mission. You get hired on to rob a train. By a bad guy. But yeah, Con of the North is a ton of fun. any of you that are watching, if you've never been to Con of the North, you've never heard of Con of the North, Con of the North now has been around for 35 years or something like that now. And it takes place in Plymouth, Minnesota, the middle of February. I want to say it's like February 18th through the 20th or something like that. It's a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And there's board games and card games and sometimes old school LAN games or MIDI games. Old computers. So Kindoni, are you here in the Twin Cities or are you elsewhere in Minnesota? Because there's a lot of people that come from like Iowa and Brainerd and Wisconsin and stuff like that that come to Con of the North quite a bit. Like Lead Logic, if he's in, tends to, him and his family, come to Con of the North. Oh, you're in Iowa. Nice. Okay. You're in northern Iowa. Oh, yeah, I know where Mason City is. Yeah, absolutely. My wife has a friend of hers that lives in Des Moines. I think he lives in Des Moines. And he comes up to Con of the North and the Minnesota Renaissance Festival. So. My legs hurt, my feet hurt. Sorry, I'm not crabby. I'm not crabby. I'm not crabby. It's just been a long day. Like I said earlier, if you haven't weren't on, we walked like 4 miles today. Otterfest, and being the out of shape old man that I am, my feet and legs were screaming by the time I got home. It's like, you are done. Sit in the bath, Epsom salts. We don't have any of that, so. With a little luck, your friends will go to both. Very cool. They now have, as of this year, There's a place up here in Blaine, Minnesota, which is only like 15 minutes away from me. There's a place called Bad Wolf Studios, and they now have a booth out at the Renaissance Festival, and they are running 90-minute D&D one-shots for $30. And then they also have 3D printed figures and terrain and dice right there at the Renaissance Festival, so you can be dressed up and then go play D&D. Not just that, even if today wasn't as bad, the heat has been a nightmare this past week. Yes, it has. Today was actually beautiful out. They forecasted a high of 77. Of course, that's always at the airport. And it only got up to 80. And not super humid out, so it was really nice, and there was a breeze, and if you got in the shade, it was very, very nice out today. Unlike last week, where it was like 108 in the shade. So, yeah, that was... That was gross. Thankfully, my wife and I were up in Duluth last weekend for her birthday. And it was 65 degrees up there. And a little rainy. So it was very nice, very comfortable. And then we came home and hid in our, hide in the basement and paint. Because I'm a chunky guy, and chunky guys don't do well in heat. We already have our own insulation. We're fine in the fall. But, yeah. But yeah, we walked a ton today. But there's some fun new shops out there. There's a place out there called Merlin's Mine. And it's a bookstore. Bookstore and knickknacks. I guess they got some, rocks and maybe dice or something there too. But it's a used bookstore. It's a very cool idea. And it's not just, fantasy novels or anything like that. There's some sci-fi and stuff there too. But I found 3 books in a bundle that I've been semi kind of looking for like a while. I had just been thinking about them, and they were in this little bookstore, and I was like, I am getting these. If you've never read Stephen R. Lawhead's Pendragon Cycle, you should. It's very good. Okay. It's all about Merlin and Arthur and Taliesin, the Bard. It's very cool. And you should read it. Oh yeah, it's definitely rope, because we got rope here, 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 and then all through here. Okay. Oh, I still gotta do these. Oh, so, oh, shiri me. I thought I was done. No. I still have, I'm gonna move this over here. So I have a little bit more room here. I want to see if I can try and get this done before Friday. Because that's when I meet up with Patrick again and pick up another figure. So I'd love to have this done before then. So far we're an hour in. You'll have to check it out. I have so many books I've been trying to track down, like Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep, Necromancer, stuff like that. Oh yeah. Ad break. See you in a bit. Yeah, this is kind of the boring part. We're just trying to get base coats on here so we can start with our shadows and highlights. This is kind of a shaded base coat though. Using contrast paints, it's kind of nice to be able to lay this down and let the contrast do its work, and then highlight it, and then shade it, and then highlight it, and then shade it. Normally doesn't take that long. Okay, you see that dries actually really quick. We've already got some great contrast going on there. So there's one of the sails. Actually, that's the fourth sail done. Now we gotta do this one. And this one. You might be wondering why I'm using such a small brush to get in here, why I'm not just base coating the whole thing, is because I want this to actually be a different color. So that's why I'm using the small brush here. Trying to be careful. Like I said, trying to be careful. That didn't work. Excuse me. Pour some water down here. Yes, sometimes I hum to myself. Last couple streams I was playing music and realizing that if I wanted to be able to post those to YouTube, I can't have the music there. Because I don't want to get dinged for copyright infringement. Even though I have it so quiet in the background, you can barely hear it. Those YouTube guys will get you, man. They're everywhere. I mean, I try to give a shout out basically to the artist and the song and stuff like that when I use it, so I get that kind of radio DJ aspect about me. Can you not use DMCA free songs on stream? I can. I've been trying to find it. I thought I had found some, and I didn't get dinged for it at all, but I also couldn't use it on YouTube for some reason, even though it was from a YouTube artist that says, hey, use my stuff for free. So I don't know. I gave him, basically it was like, hey, this is the music that I'm using tonight, blah, 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 blah. Go here, and they were like, you're using copyrighted music. I'm like, no, I'm not. It's free. It says it right here. But so I don't dink around with that stuff. I don't have a lawyer big enough to do anything like that. In fact, I don't have a lawyer, so, you know. Hence why I normally only play like one song at the beginning of stream, so. If you know anybody that has DMCA free song stuff, email them to me at MidwestMiniatureGuy@gmail.com, and I will start using that on stream. As long as I can like download it onto my iTunes or onto my computer or something like that, so I can just play it. Like I was trying to use Arcane Anthem. I was like trying to figure out how to use his stuff because he's like, use my music for your D&D games, and I'm like, I'm trying, but every link that I go to of yours doesn't work. He's like, here's my Spotify playlist. I'm like, great. I go download Spotify. Oh, we want blah blah blah. I'm like, I'm not doing that. I'm not going to give you any more of my information. I'm old and like that. And as a musician, I've seen too many of my musician friends get burned by Spotify and other streaming services like that. I'm like, bugger you. Do you have a CD? That's what I liked about like years ago, back in the '90s. Um, they had CDs of music for your role-playing games, and it was some of them. The most famous ones were the Midnight Syndicate. If you haven't heard of them before, go check them out. I don't even know if they're still around anymore. But they used to put out CDs of instrumental music, and inside the music you'd hear sound effects and stuff like that. So it'd be like the dungeon of the Mad Mage, and you'd hear the cackling of the Mad Mage in the background, and creaky doors and stuff like that. It was fun. Oh, you know what? If you guys are ever playing a Curse of Strahd game, Midnight Syndicate would be one of the best music out there to do that. Or go and find the Bram Stoker's Dracula soundtrack. I think that would be awesome music for your Curse of Strahd game. Copyright law has gotten so messed up these days. Yeah, it has. It has. Everybody wants a piece of the pie. And it's gotten to the point where not everybody wants to bake the pie, so people get the piece of the pie. You know, a lot of artists out there that just don't mess around with that crap anymore. It's like, we'll just put it out ourselves. We don't need a record company. Which is true. You don't need to be signed anymore to a record deal. You just make it yourself. That goes with like a lot of the local Irish bands around here. You know, I was just thinking that if I wasn't going to do this in like an elven motif, I would have made these out of bone. That would have been cool. But we'll do wood because we're doing an elven ship. Flip. You know, White Bat audio stuff is copyright free since I use it and haven't gotten any DMCA claims, but I also use YouTube Music and not Spotify. Oh, there you go. There you go. White Bat audio. Monkey Swag. What's happening, Andrew? How you doing? Did the giant TPK your party? Actually, yes, the game was a TPK. Holy cow. Wow. Well, I'm glad I was a part of that. Yes, rest in peace to the players. Two people got to run away, so not technically, I suppose, but one was resurrected. Okay, so not a total party kill. Just a partial party kill. Here's my little knife. I think if you can make player characters run away, you're doing your job as a DM. Because it's basically saying, this is a fight that you can't win. You should probably run away. And if they don't, you're like, well, okay, kind of your fault here. I did that with a group that I'm running right now. Kind of I try to do it once a month, but lately it's been like once every other couple months. And just due to scheduling and whatnot. But their first game, they were like, "Oh, we're gonna go flying, blah blah blah." And I'm like, "Okay, cool." And they went to a rundown castle where there was about 30 bandits in there and a large ogre, and they're all first level. And the bards, there were two bards. They're like, "Oh, we're gonna go up and talk with them, well, whatever." I'm like, "Oh, okay." And they started trying to talk to them, and they started shooting crossbows at them. And they're like, "We're not gonna live. We're running away." I'm like, "Good, yeah." Kind Oni, thank you so much for joining tonight. I really appreciate it. Uh, I'm on Sunday, Mondays, and Wednesdays, so if you ever want to pop back in, please do. Um, but have a good rest of your night. Sleep well when you get there. And thank you. Thank you. Good luck on the rest of the painting. I certainly hope so. Need all the luck I can possibly get. Let's see. I don't want to use that. Nope. What is? Yep. That's one there. Where's the other one? Let's pull them on flash. Where's my other brown? Where's my other brown color? Is that it? Nope, that's Nasdrive. Let's go some charger. There it is. So we're going to take a little snake bite leather. It's kind of like cat scratch fever, but snake bite leather. This is going to be for... What the deuce happened there? Our sails. Because these are eventually going to be canvas. But I want to get a darker color on here so that when I do start highlights, it'll really pop when I start using the khaki color. Like this. Something like that. A little shiny, but that's okay. That shininess will go away as soon as we start getting some highlights and stuff on there. Just like so. So Andrew, were they surprised when you threw the big Oni samurai down there on the table? Or are they like, what the heck was that? Is that thing? Because I love doing that. Bother. Stand up. There we go. Very much they thought it was awesome. Fantastic. I've done my job. Mission accomplished. Yeah, everybody there at the source when I brought it in were like, "What is that? That's super cool. Where'd you get that?" I'm like, "Oh, it's for a client. It's for his game." Holy cow, that's really neat. I'm glad you all had fun. I'm glad they enjoyed it. This is another commission piece. This is going to be for, let's see if I can grab it here. It's for this airship, and the client wants it to be of Elven make. So we're doing some green, we're doing some regular wood, and then we're also going to be doing some brass. And yeah, oh, that does move. Nice. So yeah, but we're doing a lot of the ship sails. I'm going to be doing like in canvas. We've got some rope we got to do. We've even got a couple of little metal lights that we've got to do, and some metal, like these things here. There we go. These things right here, where if this actually moves, it's the socket. So we're going to do that in metal. But I didn't want to just do brown all over. I wanted there to be some variations, because that gets boring. And I like the fact that he's like, oh, it's Elven. I'm like, okay, cool. We can do some greens and such. And kind of, I'm going to try and give it some like leaf motif on the green part of that underneath part of the ship, if I can. Like do like actual leaf vines and such. That's the plan anyway. Otherwise, my own stuff is all of these Lannisters and Starks for Song of Ice and Fire skirmish game. Oh, and I've also been working on some 3D printed mugs from Giant Turtle Creations, so I'm back on that again. I've got some ideas for this finally. So I already did I've painted a ton for them already, and then they handed me a few more. So we got this mug. So I've got this mug here. This is a dragon climbing up a castle with the horde underneath. Let's see if I can get a better. There we go. There we go. So that's one of them. This top pops off, unscrews, and then you can put there's another plastic little deal that goes in, and then you can put your can or your bottle or whatever in here and drink out of it. So that's pretty cool. There's this one here. This one here, which again, this is kind of very elven look to it. And again, top pops off. I did some gem work on these. I might go back in and paint the little bits of the flowers some more. Other than that, I'm done with this one. And then, this is a favorite here. This is, I think this is called the Druid, and it's got a bird feather here, bird skull, got some vines coming up through it, cool flower for the top, and then it's basically a wooden shaped mug, which is pretty neat. I like this one. There's this one here, which I've painted before. This is kind of a cool chalice with a bunch of gems on it, and then a big pile of money up at the top for the cover. This will be an easy one. I don't know why I primed it in white, but I did. I should have primed it in black. It would have made it a lot easier to paint it metallics, but we'll get it done. And then for the dice tower, there's this big monster. So this is pretty cool. It's got mushrooms all over it. Comes in 3 parts. This is obviously the top part, middle part, and then there's the base. But you throw your die in there, and then it rolls out right here. And there's actually like a little stairwell that it rolls down. So that's cool, and it's big. Like, this thing's huge. Here's the base of it. There we go. So it'll sit like that. So this will be fun once I get to it. Lots of leaves up here. Like I said, there's like a bunch of mushrooms, some fungus, amongst. So yeah, I'm hoping to have these done in the next couple weeks. I want to get them back to Giant Turtle and get that stuff taken care of for him. And I want to try and get this back to Patrick on Thursday, because he's got a tabaxi that he also wants me to paint for him. So if I can get this done, technically by Wednesday, if I can get it to him on Friday, and then I can paint his tabaxi over the weekend. Because right now, the only thing that I've got going on this upcoming weekend is my band's got a gig on Saturday night. But that's not until 9. Gotta be there around 9. It's gonna be a late night for us. It's kind of silly. But hopefully it works out. Yet another place we've never played before, so hopefully people will like us. And if not, yeah, we played there once and we don't have to play there again. So if you're in the Minneapolis area, next Saturday night we're going to be playing at the 331 Club. At 10:30 Saturday night. Along with a band called Slap Hazard and The Cat. The Cat's going to be opening up at, I think it's 9:30 or 10 o'clock, and then we go on at 10:30. Game Masters Vault, what's going on? Hola, hola, hola. Good to see you. What's shaking, bacon? You just finished up 19 or 15 goblins. Nicely done. I should get a stream deck just so that I could have a punch in where it would go, "This is how you do it." Whenever somebody comes in and says stuff like that, 'cause that's awesome. That's a band of goblins too. 15 of the little guys. Nice. You have the smaller one? Cool. Yeah, I was talking with my friend Nick about maybe getting one. We'll see. I haven't decided to pull that trigger yet. You know what? I think I'm gonna keep it flat. Like so. You can set them up for anything, sounds and screens. Cool. Yeah, that'd be fun. I may have to look into it more. And then have somebody come over and show me how to use the frickin' thing. How do I plug this thing in? How do I make it work? I'm old. Get my daughter to come over and show me how to work it. Yeah, I could probably figure it out. I am not the typical guy that goes, I'll just plug it in and it'll work. Read the instructions. I don't want to break stuff. Alright, we're getting there. Slowly but surely getting our base coats on this thing. Only 232 minis left to paint this year for you. Nice job. You can probably do it. I have faith in you. And to be honest, you got September, October, November, December. You got 4 months left. So if you only painted like 50 minis a month. Yeah, 58 per month. There you go. Alright, it's right here. You can do it, Nikki. God, I feel like I used to paint 58 minis per month. That was some breakneck mini painting when I was taking just about any commission that would come my way. I'd be like, 30 of these guys, 100 of these guys. I gotta take this commission, because if I don't take this commission, then this person will blah blah blah. Now it's like, yeah, I'll paint that, but then, you know, I'm gonna paint my own stuff too. Gotten to the point too where I give them my my prices, and that I wouldn't say it drives people away, but it like the people that think, oh, I only want to spend $100, but these are, here's 200 figures that I want done for $100. It's like, okay, well, paint them yourself. You know, it cost me more than that in materials. So let's see. I have used orc skin. I have used wildwood. I've used snakebite leather, and this is gore grunta fur for our ship here. Mean to be? What? Yeah, I guess so. It's a little sideways. What? That's not sex-based. What the heck are you talking about? Yeah, Automod is stupid sometimes. You're able to snag the Reaper Bones 5 Kickstarter core set for $135 on Mercari. That came yesterday, so I'm sure I'll have enough minis now. Yeah, holy cow. Rest in peace, Game Master Vault's free time. That's a great deal, though. Core set for $135. Nice find. Our friends Tim and Lilith gave us a big box of figures from a 3D printed place on Friday night. They're like, here, Merry Christmas. This has been sitting at our house since last year. Because we were dumb and didn't give it to you. And we're like, you're not dumb, you just forgot. It's fine. It's alright. So, that'll be fun to go through. Kim wants to pick out a few figures, and then she's like, you can paint the rest. I'm like, alright, probably will. I'm like, I don't have a ton of figures I've already bought. That's cool. It's alright. Because they're like, hey, you can use these on stream. I'm like, you know what, I can. You got 150 primed a couple of days ago. Your finger still hurts, and I got a blister from the airbrush. Woo! There you go. I have to go with a smaller brush and get the little areas here. question. That just darkens that up a little bit. So if I go like this, it's just going to darken that up. And that's fine. Nice. Okay, cool. Done. That's one way to get the ropes base coated quickly. You used white ink on the last batch. Not sure if I didn't shake the bottle well enough or the black prime was still dim, but some of them were pretty gray. So you redid them. This time I used white AK primer, much better. There you go. Yeah, I hear the AK primer is pretty nice. I haven't tried it before, but I hear it's good stuff. It's got like little micro things to help fill gaps. It does gunk up the airbrush a bit though, yeah. That's too bad. Gotta make sure you clean that. Then you made the mistake of opening the window on Saturday since it was so nice. My allergies went nuts. Watery eyes, sneezing. Oh no, yeah. Oh, yesterday was just absolutely gorgeous. We had the windows open till like 10 o'clock last night. It was really nice out. And my wife's got hay fever too, but she had taken her allergy meds and she was doing okay. But yeah, I get it. My wife lives with that hay fever crap. I live with the molds. So if there's any kind of mold in here, then it's gross. Hey, Opprobriums, don't really allow any bullying in here, so if you don't mind, you know, not being a jerk, that'd be great. People have allergies, man. That's Belly. I don't know who Belly is, but you pick on each other a lot. Okay, well, fair. I did not know that. So, Just a just a warning. I understand if you guys are friends. That's cool. Just don't want to. He's harmless, just like you. Okay. Well, now, geez, I don't know about that. Mostly harmless. Not a problem, Oprah. Just wanted to put it out there. I didn't know who you were, so I just wanted to kind of gotta defend my viewers in here. I am my own mod. Hola, hola, hello, hello. Yeah, yeah, not a problem. Absolutely. I just want to make sure that nobody gets. He changed his name. Nice. Couldn't change it back. Ah. Okay. 20 sides. How are you? Just hanging out and lurking. Thanks for hanging out and lurking, man. Really appreciate it. Hope you had a great stream. You're enjoying your evening. I should do that. I should post. Oh, I'm just hanging out and I'm just hanging out and lurking in my own stream. I think that'd be hilarious. Oh, I was on an ad break. Oh, anyway, 20 sides. Thanks for joining tonight. How are you? Back from ads. Back for more. Anyway, I was saying I should do that. I should post on my own stream. Yeah, I'm just hanging out and lurking tonight. I'm tired. I'm just gonna hang out and lurk tonight in my own stream. The all ads stream, right? Yep, yeah. That's all you get to see is all ads. God, that'd be boring as hell. Alright, I need a little black here. I can grab my... Nice. Grab my palette. Yeah, it's the all ads stream. It's just nothing but ads for dishwashing detergent. Something silly like that. I ran into a fan at the Renaissance Festival today. That was cool. Didn't know he was a fan, so that was neat. I was at a shop out there. and it's a place called Bad Wolf Adventures, and I'm like, oh yeah, hey, if you ever need, some paint work done, let me know, or look up Midwest Miniature Guy. And he's like, oh yeah, I already follow you, good, blah, blah, you do a great job, blah blah blah. I'm like, oh, you know me, cool, all right. So that was fun. You haven't gone to Renfest in years. Last time you think you spent $400. I mean, it's easy to do out there, just at like one place. Oh, I'm buying armor. It's $500. I spent about 50 or $60 out there today. Some of that was on food. 30 of it was on books. They got a new bookstore out there, like a little used bookstore now, which I think is kind of cool. It's called Merlin's Mine. And I found some really cool books that I hadn't seen in like 20 years. So I had to pick them up. If you haven't read Stephen R. Lawhead's The Pendragon Cycle, I bought the first 2 books of that, or first 3 books, sorry, of that. Merlin, Arthur, and then Taliesin, which I always thought was pronounced Taliesin, which I think sounds cooler, but it's pronounced Taliesin. Oh, very Gaelic. But anyway, fun little place out there. But yeah, Bad Wolf Adventures are out of Blaine, Minnesota. Blaine? His name is Blaine? That's not a name, that's an appliance. If you all can name that movie, my wife would be proud of you. But yeah, had fun out there. Walked a ton. Big brush. And we're going to break out our, sorry, not bronze, it's going to be copper. I'm fixing it. It didn't like knob. I don't know why it didn't like knob. You bought a dragon the last time you went. It sits on your shoulder and has a cable to run down your sleeve. You turn on a knob and his head goes from side to side and up. Oh yeah, they still have those out there. I saw them today. They were super cool. Yeah, didn't like the term knob. Like, turn the knob. Turn the doorknob. You can't say knob. Why not? It's not a bad word, Automod. Jeez Louise. So I got this is a this is a Wet n Wild makeup brush. I've actually been using this for some real nice dry brushing. Check this out. So I got quite a bit of paint on there. This is room. And then we're just gonna How do I go back? Hold on. Back to this. So you can see what I'm doing. There we go. Yeah, they make fantastic dry brushes. Just like so. Look at that. Look at that. How cool is that? Almost looks gold, but yeah, that's actually copper. I like that. That's working for me. That's what I wanted. You make your wife go with you when you do the dollar store run, makeup sponges, brushes, fake eyelashes. Yeah. No, I just walk in there. What do I care? Fake fingernails make good shields too. Oh, that's an interesting concept. I haven't seen that before. That's cool. That. We want to get these. Small wooden Jenga games for stairs and walls. Oh, that's a good idea too. Lots of great stuff to repurpose there. Yeah, absolutely. Got that little area there. We gotta get. You used their bug action figures a few sessions ago. Your players hated them, spitting acid everywhere. Nice. Yeah, I've got a big bag full of plastic bugs just specifically for that purpose. Kill the Witch's Familiar. There you go. Your, your local dollar store has small shipping containers that stack on a cargo ship. I have thought about grabbing some of those. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. tubes. Cool. You can sign up on Dollar Tree's website and buy their junk by the case shipped right to you. Oh, nice. As I like to reiterate, too, dry brushing is not a crime. It's a technique. Use it. You wonder if you can buy the junk food that way? Well, maybe. I'm sure they wouldn't frown upon you doing that. Oh, jeez, I don't want to break that off. Okay, careful there. I think it might be time to change the water. So I'm going to take a quick break. I'm going to change my water out. And I will be right back. Give me 1 second. junk food you get there is cheese balls. Yeah. Oprobrium says, well, if I die from being overweight, then it's definitely Game Master's fault for showing me that link, because at this very moment I am a thin, sleek machine of a human being. Yeah, me too. Game Master's fault says, I hope when I inevitably die from eating gummy bears, you all just say I was killed by bears and leave it at that. Done. Yeah, we will happily fulfill that request for you. You started using a silicone fidget popper toy as your paint tray. Paint doesn't stick to silicone. There you go. Alright, we're back. We're back. Let's see. Just let it dry, pop out the paint. Cool. Very cool. Take this off for now. Boy, I'm going to pass out tonight, hopefully. That was a lot of... That was a good fresh air today out there at the old Renaissance Festival. Where am I going here? I want... That's negative. I want... that leaf green. I went out and bought new grass tufts at the source on Friday. Had to. I was out, like completely out. So I got swamp tufts, I got meadow flowers, I got highland tufts, I got frozen tufts, I got woodland tufts. I am good for right now. Hopefully. So we got our... These are two different leaf greens that I'm going to be using. This is the Reaper leaf green. Nice, very greeny. And then this is the Delta Ceramcoat leaf green, which is much brighter. So you have a static applicator to make your own test, but you haven't used it yet. Yeah, I've got static grass too. I'm thinking about picking up a applicator myself, but I haven't done so yet. You should make yours as well. Oh, come on. Where's my pokey thingy here? There we go. Yeah, so much stuff to make other stuff with. I'm like a GM hoarder. Yeah, well, you know. What are you gonna do? leafy green here. Oh yeah, like that. Okay. Little swipes over that. Yeah, I just don't have the room for a lot of that. Like, I've got a 3D printer, but I need to get it working. Because I'm sure there are minis that I would like to create and print myself. You always need more of you to get stuff done, right? Like, if I could clone myself, then the real me could get some sleep, while the clone me could do the work. Or the real me could come down here and paint, while the clone me could do my day job. Except if I make too many clones, then, you know, one of them is just going to want pizza all the time. Alright, that looks pretty good. I like that green. Yeah, we have to feed them. Well, that's why you just get them pizza. $5 pizza. This is what you get. Sure, $5 pizza. More like ramen-fueled clones. Oh, he's gonna be the bad guy here. Alright, we're waiting for it. I mean, true. Especially if you just make him do one specific thing. Maximum efficiency. This one is run out. Grab another one. It's funny because when in Star Wars, when they first mentioned the Clone Wars, I honestly thought, and there was some, like in some of the role playing books, the Clone Wars were when the clones revolted, right? We want to be recognized as real people, not just like droids. We're real people. That's what I always thought it was going to be. And then when Attack of the Clones came out, I'm like, oh, that's, well, okay, fair. You use the old clones to fuel the machines that makes the new clones. See, maximum efficiency. I think I want to add a little bit more yellow to this. So I'm going to grab a hefty amount, put that there. Oh yeah, you could have had your minis done in no time. Bada bing, bada boom. Minis done. Use a little bit of lemon yellow. Just a wee drop of that. There we go. That's the green I was going for. Okay, turn it up. Let's take a look at the bottom here. I want to get that section. Too worried about that. There. Alright, so that's a nice green for that. I'm still tempted to do like a lighter green and do like some vine, or maybe even a darker green and do some vine work up through here. But we'll see. Otherwise, this is looking pretty good. I don't want to spend too much time on this for Patrick either, because I don't want to break his bank. And we're already almost 3 hours in. Almost 3 hours in. Don't need to use that, actually. Probably use... Yeah, I'll use some Bambi Brown. Oprah, you're working on skin right now? That's cool. It's always good to work on your goals. I saw something about OSL and non-metallic minis. Metal, that's always a good goal too. Alright, so this is Bambi Brown. We're going to be working on the sails here. If I can hold on to this stupid thing. Oh, come on. You've stripped and painted the same model 3 times. Holy cow. That looks pretty darn good. It's starting to read a little bit more like canvas. Get some of the shiny off of there. I say if you've got a 3D printer, print yourself out a figure that's, you know, 75 millimeters or bigger, and then you can work on the skin tone that way. But yeah, Game Master Vault got a great idea there. Well, you gotta thin your paint. Grandpappy. Thin your paint, youngins. You young whippersnappers. Speaking of that, I spoke to a couple, I had 3 20-year-olds today. Let me tell you, those are some kids that need some hope, because they don't think that saving for the future is the right thing to do right now. I'm like, oh, kids, have some hope, man. I think Game Master's Vault's a couple of years older than me. I just turned 48, so probably got me by a couple of years there. Yeah, you're 50 now? Yeah. I thought so. Physically 50, yeah. Mentally, I'm 17 still. Oh, you're both 50? Okay. It's funny because I've got like some 50-year-olds and older that watch. I've got some 40-year-olds, and then I've got a couple of teenage kids that watch. Atomic watches from Florida, and then there's one other. And I'm like, I could be your dad. Go to bed, youngins. But, you know, they want to learn how to mini paint, and that's super cool. Atomic is painting Warhammer stuff. Working on Tau and Tyranids and Knights and all sorts of fun stuff. Could you imagine how good a painter you'd be now if you started when you were 9 or 10 years old? Yeah, absolutely. Even if I'd started when I was a teenager, I'd be a heck of a lot better painter than I am now. Absolutely. However, didn't have the resources back then like we do now. Like all the videos and streaming and YouTube and stuff like that. Well, thank you, Oprah. Williams, I appreciate that. You say thankful for the people like you who have the personality to stream. I could never do it, yeah. I started painting 24 years ago now, 23 years ago now. No, it'll be 24, I think, in November. I think. 24 years ago. Yeah, that looks pretty darn good. It's starting to look more like canvas now. I like it. But I didn't have all, I didn't have all the videos, and I was watching, or I was reading, um, handwritten, written tutorials about how to do stuff, and that doesn't always convey the best way, because if you can't see it, if you can't conceptualize what it's supposed to look like, how are you supposed to get it onto your figure? So I did a lot of reading, looking at minis, painted figures, how they were doing it, and then trying to figure it out on my own. Paint as many figures as you can. But now you got, Duncan Rhodes doing stuff, and I'm streaming, Wapple is streaming, Dr. Faust is streaming it on YouTube. There's just so many avenues now that you can go down. Find people that are out there doing this stuff. And that's just for any hobby. There's guitar YouTube, drum YouTube, piano YouTube, map making YouTube, whatever. It's out there. Goobertown, yep. And Marco Fasoni. I don't know who Marco is, but they're on Twitch now too. Oh man, now I gotta compete with those guys. Jeez Louise. No, I'm kidding. Goobertown was just on YouTube for the most part, but yeah, it's interesting that he's on Twitch now too. Darling Creep Show. I know Black Magic Crafts is on YouTube. Are they on Twitch now as well too? He does a lot of terrain building and such. Jeremy isn't on Twitch. Okay. That's one person I think should be on Twitch, because then you could do it. He could do it live, like right there. I'm gonna bring this down because you're getting that light. There we go. You should check out RP Archive on YouTube. Amazing stuff. Okay. After we're all done buying everything on Dollar Tree, he uses a lot of magnets to make modular terrain. Oh, that's neat. think as soon as I get these sails done, I'm probably going to call it for the night. I'll hit him with this trail tan. So probably about 11:30 or so. Because I'm tired. I gotta work tomorrow. I don't want to work tomorrow. Yeah. You still have another half hour before you have to drive up here? You're driving up to Coon Rapids? To where I live? To pick up your son from work? From Egan. Aren't you? You're in Egan, right? Goodness graciousness. Well, have a safe drive. Oh, he's the manager. Oh, he's the manager up here at the AMC Showplace. I'm not kidding you. That's like 5 minutes down the road from my house. Less if I take the freeway. Oh, a couple weeks ago, the hailstone broke the roof of his car. That sucks. Your next Monday is your vacation over? Nice. I just had mine. I took the 17th through the 23rd off for my birthday and my wife's birthday. So next time I will have off will be for Labor Day. And then October for Gamehole Con. You had to drive him to work for a week, then you got a rental car for the last 8 days. Now it's back to me driving him probably through Wednesday night. Ouch. Well, safe driving when you get out there. I suppose it shouldn't be too bad if it's like 11:30 at night. Nothing like spending 2 hours a day driving. Hey, I used to do that for my job, so I would do it for 8.5, 9 hours a day. I was a driver for well, first I was a driver for the Columbia Park Medical Group. I was a courier, so I would be driving lab stuff and medical records and x-rays back and forth at all the different clinics. And then I drove for U.S. Tire and Exhaust, delivering tires and exhaust and oil and air filters and oil cans and windshield washer fluid to different places. And then I worked for Factory Motor Parts, kind of doing the same thing. So did a lot of driving. You can do it home to there in 30 minutes straight through, but he lives in downtown Minneapolis. There's a half-hour detour to take him home or pick him up. Yeah. Oh, just to let you know, I don't know if you know this or not, but when we were going to Renfest and coming back home, uh, the the bridge from 610 to 252 is closed. So I don't know if you take him home via 94, but don't go that way. Take 35. The 252 bridge is closed. Yeah, you think it's 610 to 252? Don't go that way. The 252 bridge is closed. And there isn't a detour. Yeah, hopefully. Don't get. I just don't want you to get stuck. Because either that, you may have to take 610 to um, what's it, Noble, and then take that down to 85th, and then swing back over. He just sent a text that he's working later. Oh, fun. Hey, Dad, working later. Great. That means he's not going to be out of there till like midnight. Yeah, that looks good. Good night, good night. Sleep well when you get there. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'll be back. If you want to pop back on, I'll be back on tomorrow night and Wednesday at 8 o'clock. So, if you like what you see, throw me a follow. If you really like what you see, throw me a sub. And that's just a couple little dry brushes after that contrast paint. We're all looking like beat up canvas. Can you dig it? Should look pretty cool once we get those put back on. My daughter would find this funny that I'm using makeup brushes for this. Her being the cosmetologist and all. You're using makeup brushes for what, Dad? Paint minis. Yeah, so much stuff for our hobby was not made for our hobby. Absolutely. Yeah, painting, crafting, terrain. I actually I went to Ace yesterday to pick up some stuff for my lawnmowers. And I finally got myself a nice little snippers. Because I got some sprues I got to snip. So... Oh yeah, yeah, the stuff for our hobby is super expensive. Because it's hobby stuff. But if you go anywhere else, it's, like you were saying, 10 times less than what we'd pay for it at the hobby store. That's why I was asking Dan at the source on Friday. I'm like, would it be cheaper for me just to go to a hardware store and pick up these snips, or should I get them from here? He's like, you go to Joann's or Michael's or Ace or whatever and pick up snips for cheaper than Army Painter or GW snips. And to be honest, I paid actually a little bit more for these snips. Because they were like 12 or 13 at the source if you got the Army Painter one. I paid 16 for these. But to be honest, these will probably last me longer. So I'll take it. I'll spend a little bit more and I can use them longer than the GW or Heart or Army Painter stuff. Alright. What do you think? Does that look like canvas enough to you? I think that reads pretty good as canvas. Yeah, I think definitely going to do the patches in a different color. definitely do the patches in different colors. Yep, yep, red, green, blues. Let's see, because I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I got 12 patches I gotta do. So yeah, definitely get those done. I'm almost wanting to do like an off-white, like an oyster white, right in the center of them, just right straight down the center. What would that look like? I've got an ivory white. Let's try an ivory white. Watch, I'm gonna F it up now. Blood splatter from the hip birds. Darn elves killing birds up in there with airships. Actually, that's not bad. Just a little bit of that ivory white right in the center. Just to make them pop. You made your own airship? Pretty easy. Took like 100 hours, but it turned out great. There you go. I don't think the guy that I'm painting this for would have that kind of time or dedication to do so. Yeah, just that, you know what? Just that little bit of ivory white really made that pop out a little bit more. I like that. That looks good. And we'll continue to do so. XPS wood straps, LED magic device to power it, big balloon on top. Cool. That's something you should post on Discord if you still have it, because I'd love to see that. I like handmade stuff like that. I got my friend Alyssa Faden is doing a full diorama of the Gary Con Dragon, Knight, and Necromancer. And it's pretty darn cool. I can't wait to see that in real life. Up close. It's gonna be, I think she's auctioning it off. Yep, that just made that pop just a little bit more. Look at that. Now that reads like canvas. Adding just a little bit of that ivory on there made that just pop. Sometimes it's just that extra little touch. Just like so. Look at that. Nice gradients from that leather brown. Yeah, that looks cool. I'm pretty happy with that. Yeah, that's better. I mean, this is good. This looks good. This just makes it look better. Just that little extra ivory white makes that pop. Make it pop. Right down the center. Just like so. Under terrain crafting, I will go take a look in just a moment. Pop, 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 pop. Pop, 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 pop. Ah, I still got Renfest in my nose. You can still smell it. The cooking fires and the dust. And whew. That's even after I took a shower. There we go. About time for a new paper towel, too. Alright, let's take a look at... Where did I put it? There it is. Crafting, terrain. Oh, that thing's cool. That thing's big. Holy cow. Look at that. I gotta show this off. Game Master's Vault did this. Look how cool that is. Okay. Sorry. Stupid light. That thing's cool. You know what's funny is then that very first pick, there's that guy in robes. I've painted that guy before. Wow. That's a lot of work, dude. Painted, I think I painted that guy too. Oh, I painted the little gnome that's standing by the ballista for sure. Ferndari. That's Eando Klein. He's a Pathfinder character. Done that. Cool. Neat. Oh. Alright, folks. Well, it is 11:30. Thank you all for watching tonight. I greatly appreciate it. Game Master's Vault. Opprobriums. 20 Sides. Monkey Swag. Really appreciate it. Nova. Yeah, I bet they got huge. Thank you all again for watching. Like I said, I greatly appreciate it. We will see you all tomorrow night at 8 o'clock, where we will probably finish up the airship, hopefully. So, have a great rest of your evening, and as always, happy painting, folks. Bye.